Hello and welcome to my video. First of all, I'm just going to start by giving a walkthrough of the application itself. So it's based around hiking trails, saving hiking trails, updating and deleting, and I do have a login and sign up here also. So the login and sign up is using Firebase authentication. I'll go through some of the code in a bit, but I'll just demonstrate it here. So first of all, I'll start by signing up. So I have my Firebase console open here, so you can see I have a couple of users already, but I'll sign up with a new user. So I'll just say test. I'll try the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should sign up an account, and then it logs me directly in. But just to prove that that's actually working, I'll log out here. So I'll check my Firebase console just to ensure that that user has been added. And you can see this new test user has actually been added here. So I'll use that to log in. Yeah. And using the new password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I should be able to log in with this. So Firebase authentication is really up and running, which I was very happy with. You can see I have a few hikes saved here already, but I'll just do one of the features now. So I'll add a hike. So I'll just say all the way. Also add an image here. Hopefully I have one saved. Yeah, so you can see I have this image saved here. And I'll also set the location for the hike too. Hopefully I can grab this easy enough. Sometimes I have trouble just being able to grab the place mark. Yeah, so you can see there it's moving. Unfortunately, it's only moved a little bit, but I think we'll have to be happy enough with that. So I'll return. I'll set a different hike difficulty. So we'll set intermediate, and we also have a number picker here. So we'll just say the hike is 8 kilometers. Okay. I'd like to add this hike. So you can see we have Galway has been added, nice town, including the image. And fortunately, you can see down here, so 8 kilometers has been set as the distance, and the hike difficulty level is intermediate also. And if I would like to delete this hike, I can do so. So I'll just delete that, and you can see it's been removed from the hiking trails list. I'll also update. So this is called test. Just try Tipperary. Once again, I'll add that same image. Update this. We'll just say 2 kilometers for this hike. And you can see all the updates that have been applied as well. And if I go into my file explorer, we should be able to see any updates that are here. And you can see this is all saved successfully. So if I just find, oh, I deleted core. Yeah, so they're really the features of the application itself. If I just run this one more time. And we also have the login feature, which I demonstrated earlier. So we have sign up, sign in, log out using Firebase authentication. And then also with the ability to add a hike, delete, and update hikes as well. So they're really the major features of the application. I just also wanted to prove that the latitude longitude is working with my maps also. So if I go to update a hike, so you can see we have hikes here. So I'll update Tipperary. It doesn't have a latitude, longitude at the moment. I'll update the location. Save that. And this should be updated now when I reload this hikes.json. You can see the latitude and longitude has also been updated as well. Thank you. I'd like to take a look at some of the code and to start with some of the activities first of all. So these contain a lot of the functionality contained in the hiking trails application. So I'll start with hike activity. So you can see here on create, this allows us to either edit or I suppose update or create a new hiking trail. So here we're creating our binding first of all with the layout. And then if edit is true, we'll be able to edit these details. So, and we're saying this is a Boolean, edit is true, we'll be able to edit the details for the hike. So you can see the name, description, distance, difficulty, and image also. And then else, if edit is false, so you can see the Boolean isn't actually contained here. So this will allow us to create a new hiking trail. And then we also have the different functions. So for the delete button, we just have hike remove. So we're able to remove the hike that's put through in the parameter here. And also choose image. And then we have the hike location as well. And then we're using our callback functions here. So this just allows to execute code in response to an action. And then we have the different types of functions down here for the menu items. So this is just saying use the layout for menu underscore hike. So that's the menu up here. And then on items selected. So we really only have one item here, and that's the cancel button in the menu. And that's that item ID there. Move to the hike list activity. And so again, we're really just displaying all of the hikes here. So on create, we're going to use our callback functions, load hikes. We have our options menu, which is menu underscore main this time. Different option items here. Unfortunately, you can't actually see them displayed, but we have log out and also add an item too, as you can see here. So item add, and then we have log out, which isn't displayed very clearly. On hike click allows us to just click, and then this will, based on that, give an ID for the hike, and then we'll be able to see that in the hike activity. And then load hikes is just calling all of the hikes, finding all of the hikes, and then our hike adapter just allows us to our classes to interact. So it uses the hike model and allows it to interact with this class also. Take a look at the sign in activity and sign up activities for the Firebase authentication. So this was actually a package that I used, or a tool that I've used here. So it just uses the Firebase authentication to be able to sign up users and sign in users. So if I go down to the actual activity itself, so we're using the Firebase auth.get instance, and then we're saying here we're using a Firebase function. So Firebase auth.sign in with email and password. So we're passing the parameters from the email field and also the password field. And if it's successful, sign the user in and then go to the hike list activity next. Otherwise, we bring back a toast message to say this is an invalid user. And sign up activity is much the same. So it's just using the Firebase auth instance again. And then we're saying if the user is signed up, if it's not empty, sign the user up or register the user as I demonstrated earlier in the UI. Otherwise, if it's an invalid, like not an email address, just send back a toast message to say use an email address or a password. From the activities, we just have a splash screen activity, which is very simple splash screen with a logo that appears when I run the application, like you can see there, and it's just bound to the layout. Take a quick look at some of the models. So the JSON store and mem store just contain some functions that allow us to query the hike model. So for example, find all, find all from the hike model. So pull back all of the data or all of the hikes from the hike model. You have create, which creates a random ID, and then add. You also have remove, which removes a particular hike, and then update. So it takes in all of, I suppose, the data for a hike from the hike model, queries the ID, and then just updates all of that data. And then, of course, the hike model, which is the data class, so all the types of data within the hike model. So, for example, the ID, the description, the image, etc. I'd just like to mention the layouts. So the layouts are which are bound to my activities, and of course, display the layout for the UI, and then also the menus, which we spoke about earlier. So just the menus at the top of the page. Thank you.